Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss Unit 4 of Financial Market and Services, and my topic is microfinance. Students, as we know that the money lender who used to provide small amount of loans to the poor and needy people of India and around the world are the oldest informal and unorganized form of the microcredit, and they are charging a very high rate of interest. The concept of the microfinance as in given by the Muhammad Yunus 2006 in the form of the Green Bank in Bangladesh. The microfinance has been transforming rapidly in the broader sense to include savings, credit, insurance, and fund transfer, which has assumed the shape of the revolution in the rural finance. Mr. Muhammad Yunus and the Green Bank of Bangladesh were given Nobel Peace Prize in the year 2006 for their efforts to create economic and social development below through microfinance. In India, NABARD initiated the concept of microfinance as per this idea and established a link between self-help groups, non-government organizations, and banks. The self-help groups are formed and nurtured by the NGOs. On attaining the maturity, the self-help groups get credit from banks and extend to the members. By 2006, my dear students, in India, more than 22 lakh self-help groups were financed by the commercial banks, regional rural banks, and cooperative banks. The microfinance movement has multiplied, and a large number of the self-help groups, NGOs, microfinance institutions, and non-banking financial companies has emerged to provide the microfinance to the poor and the needy rural people. The microcredit is the provision of the small loans to the poor people at the low interest rate for general purpose and the productive activities like agriculture and allied activities, handicrafts, small business and self-employment activities in a rural, semi-urban and urban area. The loan extended by banks to the self-help groups for onwards lending to members constitute the microcredit. Let us discuss in detail relating to the microfinance. Actually, the microfinance is the provision of affordable financial services which includes small loans, small savings, micro insurance and fund transfer facilities which are extended to the socially and economically poor and disadvantaged segment of the society, which help them to increase their income level and improve the standard of living. The main aim of the microfinance is to provide small loans to the poor people, particularly living below poverty line, who are not able to raise a loan for the productive purpose from other sources and to improve their standard of living by increasing their earnings and saving covering associated risk. My dear students, microfinance is universally recognized as just and sustainable solution for removing the universal widespread poverty by financing the poor people for carrying out viable and the productive activities and projects, thereby generating economic surplus and hence encouraging small saving for investments. As we know that the poor people need minimum financial services. They need to open saving bank accounts in India to keep and multiply their small saving by carrying out productive activities and getting small loans from banks to purchase the assets and increase the level of their activities. In order to cover the life and activity risk, they require micro insurance facilities also. They also require funds deposits and transfer facilities at their nearby place. In order to improve the quality and earnings, they need some basic training facility, the provision of these minimum financial services is covered in microfinance. So we can say that microfinance refers to the movement in the entire world wherein low income households have some access to the basic affordable financial services from banks or financial institutions to finance their productive income economic activities, create assets, generate income after meeting expenses to save some net surplus, and also to protect their life and activities against various problems and risks. According to the International Labour Organization, microfinance is an economic that involves providing financial services through institutions to low income clients. Microfinance is also defined by National Microfinance Task Force in 1999 in India. This is the provision of thrift, credit, and other financial services and products of very small amounts to the people, to the poor in a rural, semi-urban, and urban area for enabling them to raise their income levels and improve their standard of living. Actually, we know that the poor people they do not have access to capital, which is required to start and grow their economic activities. Microfinance is the provision of basic financial services like small loans, small savings, fund transfers, and microinsurance. With these, some known financial services like businesses and activity training is also required. By carrying out some economic activities, they can earn income and can afford food, clean water, proper shelter, education for their children, and necessary health services. Now the question arises why there is a need of the microfinance. I have already discussed this thing. The bank is not interested to provide a finance to the poor people. They are not interested to give loans to the poor people. The reason behind is that they don't have a funds. They don't have collateral securities for the loans to the banks. The bank always fears having a little resources against defaulting borrowers. The majority of the poor people, moreover, does not have a saving bank account in the bank, and the bank needs a proper identity and address proof before providing microcredit to them. In India, about 60% population is statistically unbanked. Even out of the bank population, only 15% of the account holders have access to credit. Majority of the transactions are conducted in the cash. Domestic credit provided by the financial sector in India is at 77% of the GDP as compared to the Japan 366, USA 240 and UK 184%. Moreover, the poor people don't have a knowledge, they don't have a collateral securities. As a result, they are not able to get the loan from the bank. The people needs a microfinance to carry out their economic activities in a commercial manner. Microfinance also help the people to get the loan at the low rate of interest. Microfinance is needed for the economic growth and the transformation of the nation also. Microfinance is also needed to remove the poverty and record development of the nation. Microfinance is needed to meet the life cycle needs, emergency needs, and investment needs of the people. Microfinance is needed for economic and the social upliftment of the people. Microfinance is needed for the women empowerment through development. Now, what is the role of the microfinance? I have already told you that the microfinance is for the poor people who are carrying out their economic activities which help them to meet the basic needs of their life. Microfinance helps the poor people to increase their income, saving, and standard of living. Microfinance also provides employment to the poor people by providing self-employment opportunities in the various sectors and activities. Microfinance protects the poor people against the risk of the life insurance and asset insurance. Moreover, the microfinance is also helpful in removing the poverty by providing affordable financial services. No doubt, microfinance also help in increasing the economic growth and the development in the country. Microfinance provides improvement in the household economic welfare and enterprise stability and growth. Microfinance also help in increasing the saving, investments and developments. Microfinance also provides employment opportunities to unemployed people and full employment to the underemployed people. Moreover, the microfinance promotes gender equality by supporting the woman empowerment and their economic participation. Now, what are the characteristics of the microfinance client? What kind of the microfinance client? Generally, they belong to the poor people living in the poverty. Moreover, the microfinance clients are generally unaware of the various schemes and the products which are available in the banks for the poor client. Micro clients generally do not have easy access to finance for their activities. Microfinance client find it difficulty to provide the collateral, uh, security, margin, balance sheet, and profit and loss account in the bank. Microfinance client cannot afford a high rate of interest and the various charges levied by the bank. There are the certain benefits of the microfinance. The microfinance, if we in India, is fastly growing. Moreover, the recent studies shows that the top 60 microfinance institutions in India have nearly 10 million customers who have been provided small loans under microfinance. The main aim of the microfinance, as we have discussed earlier, removal of poverty, empowering poor, mostly women, to start their own economic activities, earn money, and achieve financial independence. Moreover, the recent studies also shows that the recovery in the microfinance is as high as 97%, which facilitates cycling of the bank funds for the productive purpose. Generally, the loan under the microfinance is given without any collateral security. The poor people are not required to give any collateral. They don't have so much fund. The poor are not in a position to get the loan and they come out the vicious circle of the poverty. But the microfinance is going to help them to start their own business. Microfinance also promote the gender equality and providing funds to the women so that they can start their own economic productive activities. Microfinance also help in creating the long-term financial independence in the backward and the poverty ridden areas. Now we are going to discuss the different types of the microfinance. The microfinance models are developed in order to cope with the financial challenges in the financially backward area. There are the various type of microfinance companies which are operating in India. We are going to discuss first one is that is the joint liability group. Joint liability group can be explained as an informal group consists of 4 to 10 individuals who try to avail the loans against a mutual guarantee from banks for the purpose of agriculture and allied activities. The process of extending loans to the group for onward financing of group members for their financial needs on a specified terms and conditions on executing the specified loan document is known as a group lending. As we know that this is the collectively of two or more person, the well-functioning groups develop through main stages, that is forming, storming, norming and performing. The group dynamics provide collective force to the group. In microfinance, the self-help group culture is prominent, which we will discuss later on. However, one of the serious problems of this group lending is the personal preference in lending credit, which resulted in a partial failure of the system. It still remains a landmark movement in the area of the protection of the farmer land ownership rights. The bank and the financial institution seeks group guarantee while extending loan to individuals or the group. In these cases, the members of the group stand as a guarantor for the loan by signing the requisite guarantee agreement. Now the next one is a self-help group. Self-help group, if we will discuss, is generally the homogeneous group of 10 to 20 members who pool their small saving regularly with the purpose of saving first and credit later. The self-help groups open the saving bank deposit account with any nearby bank by submitting journal resolution from all the members and authority letter to operate the account jointly. Generally, the president and the secretary of the self-help group, along with the application introduced by the promoter of the group. Whatever the rules and the regulations of self-help group is provided to the bank lend to the self-help group generally up to 4 times the group saving, and the self-help group further lends to the member for carrying out productive activities and meeting agency capital requirement. The loan is repaid as per agreed repayment program. The purpose, terms and condition for lending to members and the rate of interest may be decided by the bank in norming stage. And moreover, the thing which is most important in the self-help group, they are not required to give any collateral security. Simply the books of account, example meeting proceeding, minutes books, saving and loan registered, and weekly register of summary of receipts and payments are maintained by the group. And it is very helpful group, and in India it is very popular. And one of the most important one is a NABARD self-help group linkage program, where many self-help groups can borrow credit from once they successfully present a track record of regular repayment of their borrowers. It has been very successful, especially in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka during the year 2005-6. These states receive approximately 60% of self-help group linkage credit. The next one is the Green Bank model. As we know that the Green Bank model was introduced by Professor Muhammad Yunus in Bangladesh during 1970, and it has been widely adopted in India also in the form of the regional rural banks. The main aim or the goal of this system has been the overall development of the rural economy, which generally consists of financially backward classes. But my dear student, this model was not successful in India, as the rural credit and the system of recovery are a real problem. Huge amount of NPA, non-performing assets, also led to the failure of these regional rural banks. Compared to this model, self-help groups have been more successful as they are more suited to the population density of India and far more sustainable. The last one is a rural cooperatives. It was set up during the time of independence by the government. They use the mechanism to pool the resources of the people with relatively small means and provide financial services. This, due to their complex monitoring structure, their success has been limited. Moreover, this is also not suitable to the India because this system only cater to the credit worthy individuals of the rural area, and they are not going to covering a large part of the country's financially backward section. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for giving your precious time. Thanks. Thank you.